And we're live! Final hour of the Stargate SG-1 role-playing game. Thank you guys for joining us, and we're all having our pets and having fun. So we're in our final hour, and man, we want to thank you guys for helping us make a great game because wow, we've busted through so many stretch goals, and it's been a ton of fun. You guys have been awesome, and I can't say how much we appreciate all the folks that have supported us. It's quite amazing when you think about the number of people who we've got. What's our total count now, guys?
Let's see.
We're currently
We
at,
have 6,303 is what I got.
I've got 6,333.
There you go. So that's a lot of folks.
Yeah.
So one of the cool things I think is there's other sci-fi RPGs that have been recently kickstarted, and we are blowing them away. And those are current live like shows that are on the air, and Stargate SG-1 role-playing game is beating that. So I think that's just a testament to the fans and
Cool things I think is
how great it is. Someone has me playing at the same
That would
time.
have been me. I fixed it. I'm pulling up the comments so I can keep an eye on the chat.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, if there's questions, if you guys have questions for us, you can post it in the live chat. Um, we'll also monitor our Discord channel. The main Stargate channel will take a look at things that have said there as well. So
Definitely.
so if you have any questions, feel free to shout out. Let's go around everybody who's here and kind of introduce ourselves and who we are. So I'm Brad. I'm the CEO of Wyvern Gaming. Um, you've probably seen me comment a lot and do things like that. And that's what I do. Next.
I'm Wes Walker, and I'm the COO of Wyvern Gaming, and I pretty much do the things that Brad doesn't do, and the things that Sam doesn't do. um, uh, um, there's quite a few pieces of art on this project that I've done. I'm also doing a lot of 3D modeling uh, for the STLs that we're going to be having, and I answer questions too. I'll give it to Sam now.
Hi, I'm Samantha, Sam Lawyer. A question was asked about the background behind me. That is the Atura homeworld. Um, but I am the CCO of Wyvern Gaming. I do basically customer care. I monitor all of our websites. I make sure everybody's being nice, people, be nice. Um, I do the things that basically Wes doesn't do. So that's what I do.
All right.
So I did the things that Brad doesn't do, and then you do the things I don't do. Okay.
That makes sense. Lee, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lee Alley. I'm one of the episode writers for the Living Campaign for season one, and the campaign runner for our up and coming season two. And here's my puppy that wants to introduce himself. Hey, Arthur, go play with your mom, okay? And yeah, so we've been in the writers' room getting all the ideas and episodes ready for the Living Campaign, and it's been a lot of fun doing that.
We appreciate all your work.
Hand it off somebody else.
Well, it'll go right down to Stephen.
Hi, I'm Stephen Hensel. I am one of the episode writers as well, and have been enjoying working with these guys since what was it, Gen Con 2019, I think.
Mm-hmm.
First started helping out with some of the play testing there, and it's just been an absolute delight to see this thing explode.
Hand it off someone else.
Oh, we'll hand it off to Linda.
Hi, I'm Linda, also known as Gabby. I'm one of the writers, and I've been a Stargate fan since the movie came out in 1994. And I'm very rabid about Stargate and have been really excited about working on this project. Bill!
Hi, I'm Bill. I've been one of the playtesters since the private beta went live last year. I GM'd at Gen Con, and I'm general cheerleader in the Discord, Reddit, and other places.
Go team!
Thank you guys.
Go team!
And to be honest, this is just a fraction of the folks that have been helping us on this project. It's been it really has been a real community effort to get this off the ground. It's really a game by the fans for the fans. We all are fans of the show, obviously, and of the whole series. And the fact that we were able to build such a crowd for this, I think, is a testament to the fandom for Stargate, just in general. And we're so excited to bring this game to you guys. I think you're really going to love it. It's got all the nice parts of D&D, being from a fantasy guy from my background, being a fantasy D&D player, and then also loving sci-fi. This game, I feel, and I may be a little biased, clearly, but I feel like that it really marries the two. I've played sci-fi games in the past that just have not felt like sci-fi, and when I'm playing this one, it really does feel like it. So I'm really excited for you guys to check it out and be part of it. Do we have any questions that have come in? I think we have, haven't we?
I have to say the first one that I saw pop up was from Crave Mode asking what brought on doing a Stargate tabletop.
What brought it on? Well, yeah, you want to take it, Wes?
Oh, well, so first of all, we love Stargate. And, it's always been in our mind to make a Stargate game, but it makes for the perfect setting too. So, it's great for you to be able to take a team. You're playing, a tabletop game with a team. So hey, you're already a team in Stargate, and to take this team to different worlds and that setting, those world settings can change just from stepping into a portal. You may be in a modern setting that goes into a medieval setting that goes into a Renaissance setting, and it's just changing constantly depending on just stepping through a gate. So it makes for a really good role playing setting.
Yeah, for sure. And I see Andreas, you joined us. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Andreas, and I've been doing the Roll20 character sheet and doing some other small things. And as you all see, I'm in cyberspace, looking at way too many screens because
Literally.
it's way cooler this way. Also, actually, slightly practical, but let's not go into details there. But
That's
yeah,
funny. That's awesome. Well, do we want to get to the surprise? Do we want to reveal it early?
Yeah, go ahead and reveal it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we know everybody's excited about the campaign and unlocking stretch goals. So what we're going to do is we are going to unlock the $450,000 stretch goal, whether we make it or not.
oh,
That is a surprise.
Yeah.
And so that means that everybody will be getting the first episode of the Living RPG series, who has backed the campaign for free. You need to back it at least the pledge level, the pledge manager access level, or greater, in order to get that. So that is basically we'll be selling them on our website after the after the Kickstarter, and the Living series is basically it's a season of 13 episodes that'll be released over the next coming year, culminating at Gen Con 2021. And each episode is about 3 hours long. And the first episode we're going to give to you guys for free for backing us on, and as a big thank you for helping us make a great game. And we're excited to be able to bring that to you. And it's a great adventure to start your campaign, whether you follow our Living series or whether you're starting your own campaign. It's a really good adventure because it's part of the recruitment. Lee, do you want to give some more details on episode 1? Maybe you could fill in better than I can.
Yeah, sure. This is really. Oh, here's my dog, of course. It's really sneaky of Brad because he's giving away this first episode, which is a great introduction, for free, and then you're gonna just want to play the rest of the Living campaign. It makes sense. So yeah, it's a really great introduction to the new lore that we have for this book, but also getting into teaching you how to play the game. If you've never played a role-playing game before, or 5th edition, it's a really good way to get involved into the story, into the world, into the mechanics even too. So that's why it's a good job. That's a really good idea to get this ready for everyone to play. So that's
Absolutely.
Cool.
Thank you.
I didn't know about this. That's awesome.
Surprise. Yeah, and Linda, you've helped with this the story arc for season 1. Is there any little hints or things you'd like to maybe to drop about?
Oh, wow.
Some teasers. Any teasers you'd like to give?
Just that I want to assure all of the hardcore Stargate fans out there that a lot of attention has been paid to the details, and that you're gonna love this. It's really gonna feel like you're going on missions and stepping through the gate with your team. And I just know you are all gonna love this to death. I'm hoping that this just snowballs and that there are many more years of episodes yet to come. I'm dying for a chance myself to have somebody else GM so that I have a chance to play some of these episodes. So far, I've just been running episodes for test players, which has been fabulous. I've gotten to introduce a bunch of people to Stargate who didn't know about it before, especially a bunch of my students who had a lot of great things to say about the game, who've only ever played other role-playing games before. And as just role-playing players, they thought it was a fabulous game, and they all thought that it was a great introductory game to role-playing. If you've never played a tabletop RPG, I think this one makes a really great introduction.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And basically the season picks up where our role-playing game setting is based, which is we cover in the book basically it starts at season 6, halfway through season 6 at episode 9 basically. So the book covers the background of everything that's happened prior to that point. So basically the series, the Living series that we're launching, season 1 takes place at that point. So all the episodes that are preceding that episode 1 is carrying forward in the same timeline as the Stargate SG-1 TV series. So it's at a different facility. It's at a place called the Phoenix Site, which is an off-world facility that's made up of freedom fighters from across the galaxy to help fight the Goa'uld, basically. And that's why you're able to play all the really cool races as part of the game. You got your Unas, you got your Tok'ra, you got your humans, of course. You have Aturan, Tok'ra. Did I say Tok'ra? You have Jaffa.
I said Tok'ra twice, but that's on brand.
They're two people.
Yeah, there are two, so that makes sense. Total sense. Whatever.
Link errands.
You wrote on our YouTube channel said one of my prospective players wants to know if we'll be able to play Goa'uld at some point. considering all the races that we have to play and they're all working together, Gua'uld would be more chaotic than the rest. Yeah, you wouldn't want basically a spy in your midst.
Well, you could play as a Gwa'uld, I'd say.
It'd be like playing a Tok'ra, but
Yeah.
you'd have to play an evil campaign, which I mean,
Right.
there's no particular rules for that in the book, but it's certainly something that you could do.
But yeah, I mean, with all the feats and everything and characteristics that a Tok'ra have, the Gwa'uld have exactly the same. So there's no like the symbiote feats and everything. I mean, yeah, there would be no difference.
Yeah.
You could even play with your Jaffa guard, because I mean they're in there too. So
Yeah, for sure. Someone else talk. I'm updating the campaign page with this new unlock.
Somebody had asked why the season 6, episode 9 was chosen as the starting point for the series.
So we felt that that was a good spot because of where we come in with the alliance that happens between the attempted alliance that happens between the Tok'ra and the Jaffa at the Alpha site. Well, the Alpha site got infiltrated, and it was no longer a secret anymore. At that point in time, there needed to be a new Alpha site created. Well, instead of the SGC going and saying, "Hey, look, we're just going to basically relocate everybody to this new Alpha site. Let's go ahead and separate this. We've got this little thing that we've had in the back burner for a little while, and we're just going to go ahead and open that site up for these freedom fighters." So it just kind of like worked its way in really well for us. That episode did.
Andrew G on the said, I noticed in the comments, will there be a space combat in future editions? Considering the starting points that we are doing with the season 6, space combat hasn't really come into play yet. So in this edition of the game, no. You could, I guess. There's rules in the book for it, isn't there?
Well, we have aerial combat and rules in the book, but we are working out the details with Mac, the lead developer, on our expansion for some space combat.
Yep.
So it is in the works. It's just not in this core rule book.
I mean, you could use the aerial rules if you really wanted to, for sure.
Yeah.
There's so much of the Stargate world. You can only fit so much in this book. I mean, the book is already jam-packed, so...
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean...
over 325 pages. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot in there.
We're up to 360 plus at this point.
Ooh, that's going to be a nice thick addition to the gaming shelf.
Yeah.
Well, talking about that, our living campaign, and really the book, where it starts off in season 6 of SG-1, and what Gabby said, that this is being made by hardcore fans, that as fans, we want to see some special guest appearances by certain members of SG-1. Maybe other teams might show up in the living campaign. So I'll tease that a little bit for our upcoming episodes, that we do like having guest appearances show up, and you might have to play along with them, maybe argue with them on certain things. But I think that's one thing that we were looking forward to when we were writing and helping out with the season 1 and season 2 of the living campaign.
Plus, the fun thing is, going on that topic of being fans and watching the show and picking out characters and stuff, one of the fun things to be discussing as well is, hey, remember these plot hooks that just people kind of dropped and we never heard from these people again, or these characters or these storylines? Well, some of them may definitely be making reappearances, and find out, hey, that's how that got resolved, or that's how this happened. So definitely some fun stuff to look forward to in the living campaign with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to forgive me because you can't change the campaign page after the Kickstarter ends, so I'm frantically trying to like put all the stuff that we need in the page.
Hey, do what you got to do.
So you guys talk amongst yourselves.
I saw a question asking if people need to be familiar with the series to play along with the game, and my experience as a GM is no, you absolutely do not need to have seen the series. The book, from my understanding, almost a third of it is going to be background information. Is that still accurate?
Yeah, it's about
Yep.
110 pages, I think, is the setting page chapter.
And obviously not all of that is going to be super relevant for a player just starting out, but plenty of background information right in the book. And because we're at a separate site, there's overlap with episodes of SG-1, and there's certainly stuff that's more rewarding if you know the series in terms of lore hints and things like that. But in terms of strictly necessary, no.
And considering that you can be playing somebody who, your people were liberated from the Goa'uld 2 months ago when things start, it can be completely in character to know nothing about what SG-1 or anything else has been going on and finding out about it as the game progresses. And of course, it also gives a good excuse to binge the series to catch up. So, you can
Absolutely.
always do that.
One of my favorite things when I was doing playtests and I was coming up with new episodes to basically to play for the internal group is I would actually go and watch a particular episode and think about what are the plot hooks that were left over from that, and then I would tell the team to basically the homework before playing the game was go watch episode so and so because it's going to matter in this particular mission, right? And it really what it really does is it gets you really invested in the game because you're like you just watched that episode, so you know exactly what's going on, you know what it impacts, how it's going to change the story and things like that. So it's really fun to play in that space because everybody knows kind of what's going on. So you as a GM, a lot of times you have a story in your head and you have to explain it completely at the table. But in this case, because it's based on a TV show, you can have that everybody is in the same headcanon, if you will, and everybody's understanding the same story at the same time, and you're just building on top of it. So I think that's really what makes it a little magical, if you will.
Yeah, a running list of planets or places that only been visited once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what happened with that planet? What happened with those people? Yeah.
Exactly.
Or NPCs we met once, or sorry, not NPCs, but show characters that we met once and have never seen again. I might have several that I'm introducing as NPCs in my home game.
Oh yeah, one of the fun things that I've found GMing for some playtest groups is the half-hour tangents that would happen off of a single offhand reference to, oh, this is what you see there, and suddenly everybody's giving the entire backstory of it and having debates on what's happening. Like, guys, we have a game to play. Can we?
It looks like we were joined by Evan. He's our backstage magic maker. He he does all the web development and moderates our Discord and hooks us up with all the crazy bots.
Welcome, Evan.
Real life engineer, except like more with computers.
Well, you look like you're in the witness protection program.
I was gonna say,
camera. Probably because this camera is just like a decade old. Really.
It's all
Probably
good.
Get a new one at some point.
It's funny.
You look like
At
you
least
got
it makes me
robbed,
seem
too.
more mysterious.
I
Indeed,
do
you
see
are.
a question on there kind of related to this from Claire saying, does the book reference which episode to watch before each round based on the plot hook comment? And in the living campaign, there definitely are references like, hey, this is taking place around the time of this episode.
Right.
Or things like that to help give timeline and some background of things that are going on. So whether or not it may directly be related to that particular episode or not, it just gives you an idea of where things are lining up in the timeline.
Yeah, just to add to that, you might in the adventure, in the episode, you might come across a newspaper, and the newspaper that was sent from Earth to this location, this Phoenix site, it might have a front page article about something that happened in recent events. Of course, it's going to be during the 2002-2003 time frame for this first season. Who won the World Series, and just little tidbits here and there that the writers have kind of thrown in to give you that sense of the time frame and where it's at in the SG-1 storyline and timeline.
What else we got? We got any more questions?
Who is that person in the dark?
Technically, I'm in the light. It's the camera that's on the dark side.
That was so technical. He's an engineer, guys. No doubt about it.
Somebody's saying that they would like to have a replicator encounter. I believe
yeah.
the stats for replicators are in the books.
Yes.
So have fun.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Hey, Wes, do you want to talk about the art process in general?
Oh, the art process. Oh,
well,
my gosh.
just the art in general. Like, I know you've been involved heavily in doing renders, like the one beautiful one behind you, for example.
So we've had quite a few artists on this project. We have had some artists that we've worked with before on some of our prior projects. We've got Wayne Miller. Wayne Miller, the piece of art that's behind Brad, that's Wayne Miller. The piece of art that's behind Sam, that's Wayne Miller. A lot of the pastel kind of looking art that's in the book, that's from Wayne. We have some of the weapons and some of the equipment that was done by Graham Sisk. He did the art for our Cthulhu game.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some other artists that we've used for the first time on this project. A lot of our other equipment. I have to say that we've had some really good artists. They were able to produce such great art in such a short time frame. Even though that didn't need to be a short time frame, they were able to do it quickly and just phenomenal pieces. But yeah, like Brad said, a lot of the art that's done in 3D and gone into 2D, like the photorealistic, that's all mine. There's quite a few pieces I've got in there that I won't reveal any of them at this time.
There's so much we want to show you guys that it's just in the process of being approved, I would say.
Yeah, there's an approval process that we have to go through
by because it needs to be, because we want to MGM wants to make sure that this fits the Stargate world, and it's good on them for making sure that it does, because
absolutely,
otherwise it could be crazy if they didn't have that kind of scrutiny. So I know it's real painful for us to. It was a real downer that we could not show you guys some of the add-on stretch goals, and honestly, we probably should have been a little more ahead of the game on that. But it turns out that unfortunately those things, we have them ready. We want to show you so bad. Some of the folks on this call have seen some of the mock-ups already, but we just couldn't quite do it quite yet. But they will be shown before the Pledge Manager goes up, so you guys have that to look forward to.
We had a question on YouTube. How long did it take you guys to get the license to the Stargate franchise, or were you approached by the license holder to do it?
So when we decided we wanted to do a role-playing game, we knew we wanted to do it based on a licensed product. And me and Phil, which is Samantha's husband, was we were brainstorming about what kind of things, what kind of intellectual property could we use for a role playing game, and a light bulb went off, and we looked at each other and we said, Stargate. That's a perfect one because of the gate. You go through it, you have an adventure. Anything can be on the other side. It's perfect. So I put a business proposal together because Phil wasn't going to do that. That was not his gig. He was the he's the creative. For those of you who don't know, yeah, Phil was he unfortunately passed away November 2018, and he was our lead designer at the time, and it was his dream to do a role-playing game as part of the company, and he unfortunately passed away right before we were able to really dig into it. He learned about the fact that it was going to be a thing, and he started on some of the initial designs, but he unfortunately is no longer with us. But we're carrying this on, this torch for Stargate role-playing game in his honor, and there'll be a dedication in the book for him as well, which you can look forward to. And there's also a very key character, part of the whole setting, who very closely resembles him. General PK Lawyer is our homage to Phil. So he will now live on forever in all of our game shelves. So anyway, back to the question. So I put the game proposal together and submitted it all. Well, I found the right people to talk to, which is sometimes a challenge. But if you're out there trying to find how to get a license from someone, there's ways to find it, and you just have to talk to the right people. But you find the brand management company that usually works with them, and you can submit the proposal, and they liked it. They liked what we had to say. They liked the idea of it. They were really gung ho about the project from the start, and once we started, it was just like a big snowball that just kept rolling and rolling, and yeah. So I would say it probably from the time of business proposal to getting license accepted, it was probably about 8 months total. Sounds like a long time, but it flew by when you think about it.
Yeah.
Had another question from Scott Bloom. Will the digital rulebook be available on Drive-Thru RPG later on?
So we get this question a lot. So because it is a licensed product, one of the things that we're asked to do is to control its distribution very tightly. So right now the plan is to only have it distributed through StargateTheRPG.com, which is going to be the main place that it's distributed. So even after you guys, after the pledge manager, you'll be receiving basically the ability to download it from our StargateTheRPG.com website, and you're going to want to do that anyway because part of having it purchased through our website, it's going to give you benefits within the site, and especially the living campaign, because those particular things you have to have it purchased under your account so that you can report after action reports, which are basically what happened during your playthrough of the game, so that it can be part of the living series. So I know that there's a lot of people who love Drive-Thru RPG, and it's a great website, and we totally support it. It's just that it's something that is the way that things are working. It doesn't sound like it's going to be something that we can support at this time. We have Ben joined us.
Hey
Hello?
there.
Hello.
Ben, you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, I am Ben Eastman. I should probably figure out how to put my, I didn't think I was gonna talk. I'm gonna figure out how to put
Oh,
my,
if you come on, you're going to talk.
Oh yeah.
Well, while he's
So, yeah, go ahead, Sam.
I'm saying while he's working on getting his picture, we've got another question from Ben.
Well, before you do that, so just to add too about the website,
Mhm.
Evan's Magic, he supposed to be. We're supposed to be putting together a character builder on there, so we should be able to get your character built a little easier than having to go through the book with it. We can have that the character builder and sheet on the website. Which brings me to Andreas about Roll20. He's been working on that character sheet over there for Roll20, doing an excellent job. I mean, it's being able to have a character sheet in Roll20 is a big deal.
But
You want to
it's
tell us a
only
little bit
the
about
start.
that?
I mean, currently it's only the start. I mean, we have the bare minimum. We don't have like NPC sheets or like more complicated things. And if Evan is working on the website character builder, we discussed already that we try to figure out a way to make it easy to transfer a character sheet from the site to Roll20.
Absolutely.
That
Yeah.
would
Yeah, that would be
streamline
great.
gameplay. But there are a bunch of things that can be done to it.
All right, Evan, I'm gonna need that next week.
Yes.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Depends on how much coffee you can ship me.
All right, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
It's what we call crunch.
Hey,
We'll keep Starbucks coming, okay?
looks like Ben, you got your camera going. You want to introduce yourself?
I do. Okay, everybody. Hey, I'm Ben Eastman. I'm a big Stargate fan, but I also have helped write a little bit with the core rulebook, but two wrote one of the first three adventures for the Living campaign, and have helped write another one that's approaching conclusion. I've done a lot of self-published works on DM's Guild and things like that. I've also done a fair bit of work with Kobold Press. If you're familiar with Creature Codex or the Tome of Beasts 2, I have a couple of monsters in both those books, and I have some adventures that are part of their Patreon program that I'm not really here to talk about, but I sorry. But I stumbled across this. Stumbled across Wyvern at the time they announced the license, and I reached out to them, and eventually we got together and got working, and I've been trying to help out where I can. I in my real life gig, I work for a defense contractor, so I have sometimes interesting insights as to how the different parts of the defense industry works that can sometimes be helpful.
Awesome. Thank you.
So we do have an important question about the Kickstarter. Beth asked, can we give a quick explanation of the pledge manager process? A lot of people are asking, and like her, are new to the whole thing and are curious about how it works.
Sure.
Especially with the Kickstarter still going.
I can do it, but somebody else want to do it?
No, go ahead, Brad.
All right. So immediately after this clock hits zero, the Kickstarter is going to basically lock up, and no more pledges will be able to be sent through Kickstarter. There will be a late pledge button that will show up, and that'll be for people who find this video, for example, or find us sometime later. But for you guys who have been part of this campaign so far, we have you'll be sent basically. So I'm sorry about your credit cards will be charged pretty much after the campaign ends. Maybe a couple of days. Maybe don't quote me on this, but it's 1 to 2 days after the campaign ends, and then there's a period where there's some credit cards who don't um, um, get processed. So there's a period where people can get the credit cards fixed and get their funds worked out. But that whole process takes about 3 weeks, and at the end of that 3 weeks is when we can release a pledge manager. And in the pledge manager, we'll send out an email to all the folks that have been pledging on the Kickstarter. We'll use your email address that you pledged on your Kickstarter. So look for that particular email address, and it'll tell you to go to the pledge manager. And what you'll do is you'll go in there and you'll provide us your shipping address if it's necessary. If you got an all digital reward, for example, we won't necessarily need your email address. I'm sorry, your physical address, your shipping address. But you'll also have the opportunity to change your reward level. So if you came in and you backed at, say, the $10 PDF only reward, you're able to upgrade to the 50 or the 60 or even the 210 if you want. At that point, you'll also be able to select individual items, add-ons that have been unlocked as the campaign has gone on. So you'll be able to really customize exactly the things that you want at the end of the process. So also during that thing, one of the big questions that keeps being asked is for the acknowledgments in the book, how do I make sure I have the right name in the book? So during the pledge manager process, we'll ask you for what name you want to use. There will be a character limit, but within that character limit, you can put anything that is PG-13. PG? We'll say PG. PG. Yeah, we'll say PG. Yeah. Made for TV.
And not offensive.
Yes, not offensive, and obviously. So we'll have to filter out some of that stuff, and but basically within that character limit, you can put what you want. That's to be determined once we get a final count, basically, of how many it is. Then we'll know how much room we have and how big, because we want to have it, a decent sized font so that you guys can see it well. And then at the end of the process, you check out, and that's it.
So something too is if you wanted, say, multiple of the same thing, you can go ahead and do that in the pledge manager as well. We've had a lot of people ask, well, what if I want like 5 copies of the book, one in it, because I want to like treat my table to it. So all you got to do is just change your pledge, the number or quantity that you want for that item.
We'll also have a retail level reward, which for those of you who have a local game shop that may want to stock the book in particular, you may want to tell them about the campaign, because they'll be able to come on and get the basically a case or more of the book itself for their shelves at a wholesale price.
Now, how would they do that, Brad, if they were not part of the Kickstarter?
So after the Kickstarter, you can have you'll be able to join the Backer Kit Pledge Manager. So
even if you did not participate in the Kickstarter, you can still go participate in the Pledge Manager.
Yes, you can. Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, there are some things that you can't get that are basically Kickstarter exclusives, but for the most part, like some of the standard core rulebook you'll be able to get, for example.
Some people are asking, what is a pledge manager? Because for some people, this is their first Kickstarter. So what exactly is a pledge manager?
So think of it as a shopping cart, essentially. in Kickstarter, you're basically you're raising funds for an idea, and the idea for this is the Stargate SG-1 role-playing game. So we've got all these add-ons that we've unlocked as we've gone through the process. So those are going to be items that you can now shop for within the shopping cart. So it will be basically an e-commerce platform where you can go and choose the items that you have. The amount of money that you've pledged as part of the Kickstarter will act as a credit in that store. Is the way it works, essentially.
Right. So like Brad said earlier, is you're going to get an email alerting you to the link to go to for the pledge manager. And when you get in there and once you've logged in, your credit will be there waiting for you to spend.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you want to spend more, you're more than welcome to, obviously. And also it'll be the time when shipping is collected. So some people have asked about shipping. We don't collect for shipping until the pledge manager because we don't have your shipping address. So we don't know what the cost is going to be and all the items that you may select. So it really depends on basically the weight of the item, where you live, and where it's coming from. I will say that we will have 3 fulfillment centers, one in Asia, Australia, Asia area, one in Europe, and one in the U.S. So hopefully that'll keep the shipping costs down.
In Discord, someone asked when the living campaign's being released.
So episodes 1 through 3 likely will be November, December, leaning towards November. And we actually have episodes 4, 5, and 6 that are pretty close. While this campaign was going on, my email was going off from the writers that were submitting some final drafts. Linda, one of them was one of your episodes. So we're I have to rework the schedule a little bit because we plan on having all 13 episodes out prior to Gen Con 2021, which is August next year. So we're going to have a little bit of an accelerated release schedule, which is good because there's more content sooner, I guess, for you guys that are just joining us. So November is the answer to the question in particular.
And the question has been asked here: can the living campaign episodes be purchased later on?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be available for $5.99 each. And we're going to keep the season pass around most likely. So it's a one-time fee that you can pay for the entire season at a discounted rate. So basically, it's a $60 season pass, which basically gets you roughly 3 episodes for free.
And also you've seen those some of those stretch goals were these side missions. So we are going to also have side missions that we're going to be offering as well, not just the season arc missions.
Yep. The side missions are a little bit smaller in scope, so they're not quite as big as the living series episodes. The living series episodes are roughly 3.5 hours long, and the side missions will probably be 1 to 2 hours, I would say.
So yeah, they're there for that filler. You know, if you got a group of folk that want to sit around the table and play every week, with our 13 episode season arc, that's not going to be able to happen for the whole year. But with these side missions, hopefully we'll be able to fit in and accommodate for at least every other week some gameplay.
Absolutely. And just so you know, you don't necessarily have, if you're a seasoned game master or gate master, you don't necessarily have to purchase these episodes that we're putting out there. They're simply for you to jumpstart your campaign, so to speak, and also if you want to participate with us in the larger group in the living series. But you can certainly take the core rulebook and create your own campaign from scratch, and that's probably a way a lot of people will play it. If you have someone in your group who is a big Stargate fan, they're probably chomping at the bit to make their own campaign out of this.
We did have a question asking about who designed the art for our patch. I believe that was
Wayne. Yeah.
That was who did the art.
Well, the new art, that was actually a collaboration between MGM and Wayne.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It went through so many reconstructions that.
Yeah. So those of you who've been following us from the start, you may have noticed that the patch has gone through some changes over the
changes.
Yeah.
But hey, it still looks good no matter what iteration it's in.
Yeah. This is part of the process, and we're not done with it. So I also want to ask someone. I saw someone ask this question earlier, and I wanted to call it out. And that was people asked if they would get to see the PDF of the book prior to it going to print, and the answer is yes. Before we send it to final press, we're going to send the PDF out so that you can give us your final thoughts, catch any typos that we may have missed, even though there's been 1,000 eyes over this.
Right.
There still might be some typos in there. There may be some like things that are in there that just don't make sense. It's entirely possible, but you'll have an opportunity to see the book, and we want to put it in as many eyes as possible, especially if you're part of the Kickstarter campaign, to see the book and make sure that it is a good product, because that's what we want to make. We're trying to make the best product we possibly can, and getting it in your hands, in everybody's hands, and letting us get that final round of feedback before we send it to the actual printing press. Because once you get ink on the paper and you bind it, that thing it's there, right? There's not much you can do at that point.
Yeah, it's easy enough for us to go in and edit an Adobe file.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So we're down to 7 minutes, or less than 7 minutes.
I see that. Yeah. And we're at 4:25.
Yeah.
We have a question on who is the system lords for the new Jaffa that we have figures there. Do you want to say anything, or just kind of say stay tuned, play the living campaign, and
No, I'll let you reveal that, Lee.
That's up to you, Lee. Yeah.
Should we tease them by just
that is complete?
saying the nickname?
Yes, it is completely up to you, Lee.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
What I'll say is stay tuned for season 2 of the Living Campaign. Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I mean they're gonna get the miniatures before that, so they're gonna be like.
Yeah, well, we can give some hints in season 1 as well. So, one of them is a Goa'uld system lord that you've seen before and has been in SG-1 as a main adversary. Another one's a brand new one and is related to a very popular system lord, the biggest of the system lords. I don't want to give away too much.
That was a good.
Trying to beat around the bush
That was a good tease.
That was a good tease.
Yeah. We'll just say that this system lord is dead, and and Kurt Russell probably killed him. So yeah, we'll figure that out.
We'll figure that out. I love it.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
A devastating riddle.
Those that played the Gen Con episodes, they've encountered.
One of the system lords has already been revealed in the Kickstarter updates.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the awesome Lord Wepawet. which is
What's the what?
yeah, he
What the
got
what?
over he went over pretty well. Well loved in well
What-
loved to hate
what-
during our Gen Con.
what the what?
So yeah, what the
What?
what? And yes, and he's kind of easy on the eyes as well. So for those of you that haven't seen him yet, I mean, you might understand why you want to role play as a Goa'uld. Like, oh, this isn't bad.
He has been positively compared to a ripped Santa Claus on several occasions.
Yes, he is. So
Quite amusing.
He's our silver fox, and he will destroy all of you.
The way you're describing him sort of sounds like he's going to be a protagonist.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Unless Libby's rooting for the bad guy, yes.
I mean, I got to write for him, so I'm rooting for him. As a GM, I want to root for the bad guys to destroy the group, the team, and I'm bad at it. They always beat me up, so you know, that's how it is being the life
one
of the GM.
tiny flaw.
Yeah, the GM always
that's-
loses.
That's the joy of being a GM. It's good to be bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
That character you love to hate and hate to love.
Yep.
Exactly.
3
Someone else
minutes.
talk.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
And that number just keeps going up and up.
It does. I did go ahead and update the campaign page, so
So it's all final. You got 3 minutes to make
Yeah.
all those changes.
I think make sure Lee, check me on typos. It's your job.
Wouldn't that be bad if there was one in there and we didn't fix it and it was there forever?
That's
Yeah.
what the updates are for.
Just post an update. Yeah, the typo over there, pretend it's not there.
You see nothing.
So, Brad, what's the story again behind the Iconics picture of why everybody is looking toward the middle?
Yeah, it's Clara farted. And everybody's looking at her, yeah. If you guys don't know, you have to see the picture to know what I'm talking about. But if you see the group picture of all the iconics standing together, looking like they're taking a group photo, and they're all cutting their eyes towards a certain way. Yeah. That's the backstory behind that.
Those greens.
There's
Well, yeah,
another
everybody.
question on YouTube. Any chance you guys are going to get a tattoo commemorating the project?
I was planning on it before there was talk, so I mean, and I don't have any tattoos at all, and my wife said it's okay. So
Yeah, I don't have any tattoos either.
Okay, so how that happened was Brad said, "Hey Sam," he's like, "Would you be willing to get us a tattoo?" And I was like, if y'all all agree, I'd consider it. The next thing I know, it's posted, and I was like, "Okay."
Well, if we hit 450 in the next 87 seconds.
I have my
Pull out your
I have
wallets,
my
everyone.
tattoo.
oh, nice.
That's one of them that I have, but yeah, that's
That's raw.
Brad, I was going to volunteer as tribute, and I looked at my wife and said, "Hey, she has no tattoos." So, otherwise, I would have. But
60 seconds. Last minute.
Question in the chat: who is the cake thief?
Ooh.
We have an answer for that, but we're not going to tell you.
No, it's
Yep.
one of those mysteries, apparently.
yeah.
Got to
It
play
is.
through the living campaign to find out.
Yep.
Which
It'll be
my
revealed
players
at-
took entirely too literally at Gen Con, by the way. They were inspecting everyone's shirts for crumbs.
Really,
the
really.
cake thief was a favorite of all of my players as well.
Yeah,
But
it's a fun little
so
bit.
it'll be revealed about the same time as the furling information.
So
The
never.
furlings and the cake thief.
If you're wondering what we're talking about, you have to play episodes 1 through 3 of the Living series at least.
Less than 30 seconds left.
Yep.
Holy cow.
I know. It's coming to an end.
This was an amazing 24 days.
Yeah.
Yes, this has been phenomenal, the support we've gotten from everybody. It's just wonderful to see.
And last second.
Who was the last backer?
Woo! Little fireworks. Little
Ooh,
fireworks go off. Look at that.
Buddy.
Nice. 6,415 backers.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. That's just a testament to how strong the Stargate community still is.
Yes.
For that many folks to want to throw money at Stargate. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Especially for something that's
we need a new
relatively
series.
niche.
Yes, especially niche.
Yep.
Tabletop is growing, but it's still 6,500 people almost throwing in on this is huge.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
It is.
We appreciate everybody that has backed this project, that's helped us create this project, and of course, it's going to be ongoing as well. So
Yeah.
a lot more people that we're going to be involving.
Will there be expansions? The question.
It's been wonderful, all the support that y'all been giving to make this the best game possible. Phil would have loved it, so thank y'all so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you're going to answer that question, Brad?
Will there be expansions?
Yeah.
It's entirely possible.
Crossing fingers.
I mean, based on this, I would have to say yes.
Oh yeah.
Are we going to leave our galaxy?
We
Perhaps?
might leave our
Okay.
galaxy. Maybe. I mean, it would make sense. That's where we're going. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about having season 3 basically be at that point. So,
Yeah, thereabouts.
So, season 3 of our living campaign. Just to be clear.
That is correct.
All right. 6,415 backers. You guys are awesome. Love every one of you. We really appreciate you joining us, and we couldn't have done this without you. We also could not have done this without the folks that are on this call. Thank you. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Andreas. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Ben. And all the folks on our Discord channel who have been talking to us and giving us great feedback as we go. And also to all you guys on the Kickstarter who just joined us. You are in for a fun ride because there's lots to come. The conversation will continue. If you need a link to the Discord channel, I'll put it in the actually it's already in the description for this video in particular. But also come join us on our forums at StargateTheRPG.com. There's a whole forums community over there. There's also a place where you can create your own game group, and you can create looking for players basically. So you can try to find other people who are wanting to play the Stargate game, and when in this world where we have this online community that's going on, thanks to Andreas with his Roll20 character sheets, you can get that going pretty quickly. So thank you guys. Any last final words for anybody?
We're still putting together more celebrity games.
Yes.
So stay tuned for to watch some more celebrities, stars from Stargate play some more of our episodes.
Me personally, I can't wait to see David Hewlett's Oringo again.
Oh my goodness. for those of you who have yet to watch any of the actual plays with him in it, it is a treat and a joy, and I cannot get enough of it.
Shenanigans.
Very serious about
Stargate shenanigans. We'll be
Hey,
joining the Stargate Phoenix online program basically.
And if nobody said it or caught it, another shout out to Mac Martin for our lead developer on this.
He was supposed to be here. Where is he?
I don't know.
He must have fell asleep.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Mac, we wouldn't have what we have right now. So
yeah, he's a great designer for sure.
Absolutely.
Stephen, I think you were going to say something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say on behalf, myself, and I'm sure there are many others, to echo the sentiment, but thank you, Brad, Wes, and Sam, for helping make this happen in the first place. This has been absolutely great, and without you all making it happen, we wouldn't be here right now, and this is great.
Cool. Thank you
Well,
for that.
we might have been the snowflake that started down the hill, but you guys are the ones that made the ball roll. So
Good way to put it, Wes. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for us. We will see you guys on the flip side of this thing, and look forward for some updates here in the near future, and get that pledge manager up as soon as possible with those mock-ups of those stretch goals. Look forward to those. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.